I'm going to put this message right here at the beginning of the video because it seems that not a lot of people are getting this part. I don't know, but for the love of God, please share this video and the previous two that you saw. Believe me, I know that this is not fun or entertaining to watch, but this is important. This is not a game I am playing here. I need word to continue to spread out, so please help me out here. Spread the word. Share this video, and the other two if you see them. I hope you do. Even though, as said, not entertaining or fun, but yeah, this is a serious matter that's going on. Thank you. Hello all. We've got a few things to talk about here, so I'm gonna try not to dither here. So let's just get straight down to it, okay? So, concerning my whole situation, here's the news on how it's going. I have a medical certificate that should be in effect, as of now. So, right now, I have a grace period of up to 13 weeks of sick leave, which means I have about, 3 months in total to get this all in order. But I would like to point out right now, I know that sounds like a lot of time, and you're thinking, well, you haven't really got anything to worry about, but trust me, that's not. That really is not a lot of time, and you just watch that fly by. So, the faster that this ball can get rolling, the better its coverage is going to be. So, in that time, during these 13 weeks, I'm going to be trying to get as much in order as I possibly can. I'm going to try and put together a pitch video for Patreon so that I can actually come across as professional for a change. And I'm going to continue to give you a couple more updates and, well, probably more than a couple, because apparently my channel has just become a vlog thing now. Who fucking Ray? I'm also going to try and come up with at least one piece of content as well. Something to present to you in order to show how serious I am about this and, I don't know, just something for you to watch. Something in return for you putting up with all of this. Oh, God. I would like to add that another reason that it's more important to actually get this ball rolling and actually give this whole situation more coverage is so I can actually get back to doing normal stuff instead of just posting this bullshit. Although I guess at the same time it means that you get to know me a little bit better. Sorry it's so disappointing. But yeah, keep in mind that this is the goal here. It's not set in stone, and it's what I'm working towards, and I'm going to try, and I really do mean try, to get all of this done. So as you might hear from the sound of my voice, I may appear much less scrambled, but believe me, it's still a mess up here. I say as I'm pointing towards my head, and you can't see that, obviously. The main reason that I'm trying to be as calm as possible here is because I know that it's not fun, or it's not really entertaining to hear a fully grown man losing his mind like this. And hell, I can understand if some people are just seeing nothing more than wah, boo-hoo, give me money, make me famous. But do you know what? I would like to make it clear that I'm not looking for fame out of all of this. I'm looking to make this a job that I can actually survive off of. Something that can give me an even remotely normal salary-based kind of thing. Well, I say salary, but, something that just gives me a reasonable amount of money every month. Also, I would like to point out, yes, I don't really like going on about it so blatantly, but yeah, there's going to be a couple of mentions also of my Patreon and stuff in this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know it's important, and it's possibly the most important thing I've got right now. But at the same time, yeah, well, I've already explained this in the previous videos, but if you're only just catching up with this, I'll just say I feel pretty goddamn greedy when I haven't even got 1,000 subscribers yet, when I'm pretty small time. But make no mistake, it is not like I don't have anything to offer in return for this. Okay, I'm sorry if this is going to be a little bit erratic, this particular part, but this is kind of the main bulk of details that I want to cover. So keep in mind here that I have nothing more to go on than the analytics for these videos that I've done. But it seems that people are doing basically nothing more than just having a look at this stuff. So I'm going to put up on screen here just a full disclosure. There you go. That's the viewership of the first two updates of these, and as you can see, the first one, it's doing okay with this. The second one, really not so much. Trust me, I'm not expecting an explosion of, attention and pledges every hour, every day. But the evidence does prove it. I'm not gonna shove the actual analytics in your face, although if you really do want to take a look at that, just kind of say so, and, I can put it in another update just, again, for the sake of a full disclosure, but from the looks of the shares, that is not looking good at all. I know that the overall message is to help me out financially and pledge. And yes, I am going to say that. That is the end goal here. To have enough pledges that would, enough people who are able and are willing to help. I'm not trying to force anyone into this. But yes, that would be the main goal. As I mentioned in my previous update, I got a mention from people like Jim Sterling. And I also got a mention from somebody who is putting together the Resident Evil 1.5 beta version. If you don't know about that, you should read up on that. I guess the briefest of brief rundowns was it was a beta version of Resident Evil 2 that got about 90% of the way there, and then it got cancelled. And thus the retail version came out that we all know. But yes, there is a finished version of that being made, and I'm part of it, and they gave me as much of a mention as they could on everything they had available. And to Gemini, thank you. You're a hero for this, you know that? But despite that much coverage, things are going incredibly slowly. Don't get me wrong, I don't expect them to be speeding ahead at like full force, but people, please, use that share button. I've already tried to make this clear in the last 2 videos that, yes, I am looking for people who would be willing to pledge. But I also said that if you can't pledge, please just help spread the word. And right now, I know I can't say this without sounding ungrateful, but it just feels as if even that is too much to ask. Need I remind you that sharing these videos, spreading the word, it doesn't cost you a damn thing. It drains absolutely nothing out of your wallet, and it takes nothing more than a few seconds out of your day. You don't even have to get up and leave the house. You stay right in front of your computer, you put your hand on the mouse, and you move it around the screen. You click on a couple of buttons, and maybe make use of your keyboard. God damn, my throat is sounding really hoarse from this. Thing is, I haven't actually been particularly shouting in this update or anything. My God. And please, I don't care how much of a following you've got. Doesn't matter how small or how big. Just help me in this way. Just, please, literally any help I can get with this. Any help at all. Just spreading the message as far and wide as it can go. That is a big help. This situation needs to get as much attention as possible, so as many people who, again, are able to do something such as pledge and are willing to will hear this. Trust me, I'm not trying to get blood from a stone here, and I'm not trying to bleed your wallets dry. I know that a lot of you don't even have a Patreon account. Some of you don't even have a PayPal. That's absolutely fine, but I know that a great deal of people have things like Facebook and Twitter. Please make use of them. And that's not an order, that is an urgent request. Emphasis on urgent. Actually, concerning my Patreon as well, there is something else I would like to stress. So, if you by chance go over to there and you take a look at the way the reward system works, trust me, I know that it goes up to a price that just makes it look like... I should imagine that a lot of people do get the impression that I'm trying to be greedy or try my luck with this. But in this regard, I want to make this clear. I gave the option of rewards like $1, $5, and even $10 for a very good reason. Anything higher than that it's purely optional. I'm not looking for that kind of expectation, and I don't expect anyone to be interested in those kinds of deals for a long time yet, if ever. But please, if you see that pricing plan, and yes, this is a full disclosure here, and I know that you're just immediately probably going to, get the same impression that I've just tried to convey. But the reward system, it goes up to an absolute maximum of $150. I know that sounds like a hell of a lot, but I have put a lot of thought into these, and I have tried to actually make it rewarding enough to, for somebody who has that kind of income, which, let's face it, you very, very likely don't. And I am not expecting anything like that, or anything of the, anything that's slightly less than that. But I would also like to say that I do need to put even more thought into that, and I need to make it even more worthwhile. But at the same time, there's just the underlying fact that I want to make very, very clear. I'm not looking for you to pledge that much. Good God, I hate to use this argument, but just imagine if a bunch of you pledged $1. If a group of you, that's 5 of you, $5, 10 of you, $10, 30 of you, $30. I have never said the word bucks so much in my life. I feel like such a goddamn Yankee wannabe right now. The bottom line here would be that I may be looking for people to pledge towards this cause, but I am not looking to drain anyone's wallets dry. Seriously. And even if you can't pledge towards that, that's why I'm asking you to share it, because even just spreading the word about this cause is a big help. Because I have to remind you that if I don't get funded in time, that's it. I have to put a stop to all of this, which means that 3 years of time and a lot of money will have been for absolutely nothing here. I'm then going to have to give that up and get up as early as I can each morning to head down to the job centre and be stuck there for around 5 to 6 hours, maybe even longer, looking through all of their jobs, which only takes about an hour and a half or 2 hours, and that means that I have to spend the rest of that time stuck in the building, not going outside or looking for any form of employment, because they need you to be inside that building for the sake of, once again, pleasing their statistics. There was actually somebody in the comments of my first update who left a really detailed account of the shit that they put you through. And to that guy, I think his name was Nipple Cripple. There were some numbers that followed afterwards, but do you really care once you've heard a name like that? But seriously, that guy summed it up perfectly. That is exactly the kind of shit that I am about to be put through as well. When I shouldn't even be looking for that kind of employment, I might add. They don't care what kind of job they're going to force me into. There's even jobs that they're going to force me into that actually have no pay whatsoever. It's voluntary work, and the worst part is the employer gets to keep you for as long as they want these days. God, there's so many other things that I could mention on both my end and what matches up with that guy's account. Yeah. Oh, speaking of, I've got to share this with you guys. 'Cause, are you ready for your fucking minds to be blown? So I got a letter from the DWP, the Department for Work and Pensions, one of the 2 companies that literally owns me like a piece of property right now. I got a letter from them that was their verdict on my condition. I just want to stress here that I cannot make this up. Let's just explain this. Are you ready? Are you seriously ready for this? I failed because I turned up. You just heard that correctly. I failed because I was able to turn up to an appointment of which I had no choice in. I also failed because I was able to walk 10 meters from the waiting room to the examination room. Are you for fucking real? I used to think that some of these things might have looked good on paper, but the execution was really terrible. But this isn't even a good idea on paper. What fucking idiot devised this? Well, I already know the answer to that. Somebody who is doing nothing more than justifying their fucking job. I'm dead serious here. I cannot stress, again, like any of the other things that I can't stress enough. These people who devise these rules and these systems, they have absolutely no idea of how either the working class or indeed reality functions. They factually do not live in the real world. They go to work. They see the world in nothing more than numbers and charts. To them, they probably see the UI interface of SimCity or some shit. You know, look at all those little black dots moving around the road. Fuck 'em. And then they leave work and they go to their nice big house that's sealed up with nice and sturdy secure gates. It is amazing how fucking clueless these people are. And do you know what? That does bring me to a really serious point, something that I want to talk to you about. And this is probably one of the biggest reasons I want you to share this video, because of what I'm about to say here. I mean, I know that all of the other stuff in this update is important, but yeah, please listen to this part. If by some miracle this all works out and I can get funded before my time is up, my situation has been really bad. Yes, I'm pretty sure I've made that clear by now from the amount of rambling I have done about this. But I'm not the only one. I'm far from the only one. Imagine how many other people are going through this shit right now. I am so lucky to have even gotten this far with all of these updates and trying to get attention on this matter and whatnot. But seriously, if I am lucky enough to get out of this and actually have my own job that I promise I will work fucking hard at. If I am out of that system, it is not over for me. I cannot and will not ignore the situation of the countless other people that are going through this right now. It doesn't matter what country you're in, most of these systems are horrifically broken because they're devised by complete and utter chimps with typewriters. I don't know what the hell I can do about this, but I'm sure that I could mention a whole bunch of details about things that I would plan to accomplish and such, but I'll just boil it down to one very simple intention here. I want to be a voice for these people. You know, I will say that people such as Jim Sterling are people that I do hold in very high regard, because that is a person who actually works for the sake of the working class. I know that there's many other people who have that kind of mentality, but trust me, he's the best example I can think of right now, mainly because he's already helped me, I guess. But that is someone who is in favor of the ordinary person, and that is the kind of influence that rubs off onto me. Here's a little bit of trivia for you. So, you might see on my Patreon page, it says SheyGrell is creating Purgatory Studio. You've also probably seen the logo for that I used in the Undertale video. That's not just a fancy name I'm using for this channel. That's actually an idea I am trying with everything I can to nurture and keep alive. The idea of this is to give more coverage to people who have the talent and the potential, but they might not necessarily have things like the mixing skills or the experience to get recognized. Basically, I want to be in favor of the average Joe, and I want to help present these people in a project that they can be proud of, something they could possibly show to other people to go, yes, I've done this, this is what I'm capable of. I mean, granted, I am the one who is taking care of the post-production on the audio and everything like that, and the video editing and whatnot, but the main point here is to just help people on their way. That was what I was trying to accomplish, and I was on my way to starting that before, once again, the DWP and the Job Centre did their usual act that they have done nothing but. this year of derailing me all over again. So in the end, if you can take anything from that little high and mighty speech there, or probably more like another ramble, it's that I know there's still a lot of stigma that surrounds the case of mental illness, and that is stigma that honestly needs to be dispelled. I doubt I can make much of a dent in this, but I swear, I want to try. And when I say try, I mean more than just retweet about somebody having a bad day on Twitter. I mean, give people some actual exposure. Include them in, I don't know, a segment at the end of a video or something like that. But right now, I know there's no point in fantasizing about such pipe dreams when I can't even fix my own situation. Which is why I desperately need your help. It's why I'm very possibly beating this dead horse of Patreon and sharing this video. Although I suppose that the main reason for it feeling like I'm beating a dead horse is because I seem to be mentioning it and hardly anybody is fucking listening. So please, yes, I am going to ask outright, if you can pledge, then if you're willing to, thank you very much. I'm not asking for a lot here, just a small contribution to help towards giving me some funding that will keep me going. And please, need I remind you, it is not like I have nothing to offer in return here. But if you can't pledge, then just get this message out there. It needs to touch literally all corners of however far it can go. I thank you greatly for taking the time to sit through all of this latest update if you did, and I hope it sounds a lot more coherent and sensical this time. Make no mistake here, I am still absolutely desperate for all the help I can get, but I know that it doesn't exactly help my chances by just making all of these updates panicky. Not that I intended to make the previous videos or any parts of this one panicky, but as you might imagine, yeah, my emotions are kind of running a bit rampant right now, and I'm fluctuating between battling that and just feeling numb and burnt out. Seriously, you would have no idea how many emails I have wasted my time on this week because I've gotten no reply from pretty much any of them. So yes, I'm gonna get on with editing now. This should be uploaded maybe later today, I hope so. I just need to get these videos out there and they're kind of quick to make. I know that you haven't seen much kind of visually flashy stuff going on at all. This video is probably just gonna be mostly my old avatar here. I would also like to end this by just reminding you, this really is not easy for me. I don't mean that in a sense of, wah, boo-hoo, you're going through a bad situation right now. What I mean is willingly being so open with all of you. But I'm doing this for the very important reason that in this day and age, with everything that has gone on recently, you know, with YouTube, I've already covered stuff like that, this will look dodgy as it is. And I understand that, which is why I'm trying to be as open and transparent with you as possible so you can see I've got no ulterior motive and I've got nothing to hide from you. I'm not looking to get rich quick. I'm looking to get off of a broken system and continue doing stuff for you guys. Because it's either that or you don't hear from me again within 3 months. Please remember that. Thank you for your time. Despite any worked up sections of this video, I really do appreciate you sticking with this. Right then. Let's take a look at all this shit, shall we?